Hi, I'm Tracy Aiken, a plant-based nutrition counselor in Peters Township. Today I would like to make for you one of my favorite dinners. So let's get started. It's called Southern Stir Fry, and it's from an old Betty Crocker cookbook that I've had for a number of years. Start by putting your heat on medium. You can use a large skillet or a wok. Put in half of a tablespoon of vegetable oil. Rotate it to coat the sides. Next, we're going to add 1 cup of cooked brown rice. One cup of frozen corn. One can of black-eyed peas, drained and rinsed. Stir this around a little bit. And then we'll add our seasoning. We have a half of a teaspoon of ground thyme, half of a teaspoon of garlic salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And it only takes about 3 to 4 minutes to thoroughly heat this. This recipe is perfect for a weeknight when you're super busy, you don't have a lot of time to spend in the kitchen. Usually I like to make my brown rice from scratch, but if I am that much more pressed for time, I always have a box of instant brown rice in my cupboard. It's still brown rice, it's just already been cooked and dehydrated. It just shortens the cooking time that much more. This is heating nicely. On Wednesday, I introduced to my blog readers the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine's Power Plate. It is a very simple depiction of how easy a low-fat plant-based lifestyle can be. It's comprised of 4 sections on the plate: whole grains, proteins, fruits, and vegetables. So tonight we have 2 whole grains. We have brown rice and corn. The legume is black-eyed peas. By the way, legumes are beans, peas, and lentils. Anything that grows in a pod, that is what a legume is. And our vegetable is spinach. Now the recipe calls for 2 loosely packed cups of spinach, but because I like spinach and it's so very healthy, I add more. In fact, I usually try and add as much as I can sneak into the recipe without having the spinach overpower the dish. So once you start heating things up, we're going to fold in the spinach until it wilts. Now this recipe is very low in fat, very high in fiber. It has adequate but not excessive protein, plenty of starch for your energy, vitamins, minerals, nutrients, phytonutrients from the fruits and the vegetables. An absolutely complete meal that can be made in less than 10 or 15 minutes. Perfect for a weeknight. So now the spinach leaves are starting to wilt. The spice combination is perfect in this recipe. If you like it, you might even want to add a little bit more than what's in the recipe. I know I do. Turn the heat up a little bit. There we go. I hope you have a good shot of this. It doesn't take very long for the spinach to wilt. You don't want to overcook it, it'll get mushy. Sometimes even sticking a lid over top of the skillet for about a minute helps to accelerate the process. There, it's just about done. Now the original recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, but what I found in nearly all of my vegetarian and vegan cookbooks is that you really don't need that much oil. So I've cut it in half for you today to 1/2 tablespoon of vegetable oil, but I've even doubled this recipe and used that much. So really, it does not require that much oil. And once you make it, if you would enjoy it as much as my family and I do, the next time you make it, try cutting the oil down even a little bit farther until it gets to a point where you think it's cut down enough. Okay, so we've got the spinach. It's almost completely wilted. Maybe another minute or so. We will go ahead and plate it. The wonderful thing about low-fat, plant-based living is very colorful. The more colorful, the more nutritious. And there we have it. Very quick, very simple, extraordinarily tasty. Put it with the fruit, and you've got a complete meal. So I hope you've enjoyed today's cooking demonstration, and I hope you'll check back with me in a couple of weeks when I try this again. And in the meantime, take care and best of health.